Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, as usual, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kaha Kadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles who are at Millstone. Peace and blessings be to all the Akim now pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, and Yahweh Bahashem Al Shai Brakathon. So I ain't really came up with a title for this lesson, but what gave me the inspiration to basically bring this lesson out through the spirit, is of course this video that I got pulled up, as y'all see. Basically concerning the sleeper cells, or in other words, the UN troops that's already stationed and is being stationed here in the United States, man. And it's this quote that I was just thinking about, and it say, a man going to war leaves behind his wife and children. A man running from war takes his wife and children. And the reason that I basically mentioned that quote is because as we see what's going on concerning the borders and shit, the southern borders, and how, you got thousands and thousands of, so-called illegal immigrants that's flooding the states. You know what I'm saying? Shit from Texas all the way to New York. Something that you got to consider is why do they not have women and children with them? Because you have Esau, with his goddamn what do they call it? I forgot the term. You know what I'm saying, that the truth is used for it. But through the news and stuff like that, Fox 34 News, they'll sit here and act like they just coming here to, seeking for better opportunities. The whole time inside the information coming on how these is actually UN troops that's coming here. And it make complete sense because just look, they don't got no children with them. They don't have no women with them, and they all the military-aged men. Every single last one of them are the age to come over here and to make war. All right, and that's why I basically brought out that that quote. All right, because it makes perfect sense. When a man is going to war, he leaves behind his family. All right, so if they was coming here for a better, lifestyle, better opportunities, why wouldn't they bring the children and shit like that? So this just goes to show you that we in that time, where the Lord is getting ready to stir up these other nations here in the States, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and I'm gonna grab a couple of scriptures.
The video, and it's a black guy, and he's from another country, and he's holding out this card, and he said, yeah, the UN sent me over here. I'm a soldier for the UN.
It's something that you got to think about too, and this is a proven fact. Every time that the UN is involved, and you best believe they here already, man. You know what I mean? The Homeland Security, they didn't order 1.3 billion holotype bullets just for no reason going back to 2013. That shit stored up to supply these UN troops with that ammunition. All right, then on top of that, you got FEMA, going back a couple of years, they ordered like 1,500, if not more. I think it was like 15,000 probably. I don't forgot the exact number. But grenade launchers and shit, the FEMA coffins. Like, if you think that they're doing all this shit just for no reason, you know what I mean? You truly living under a rock. All right, because Esau knows that this shit is finna get bad. All right, they know it. This is why they bringing them in. All right, because the American military, they're not willing to do something to their own people. Then they talking about bringing back the draft. You know what I'm saying? Then they already sending American troops to certain other parts of the world. So the best, substitute for that would be what? UN troops, because they're not gonna give no fucks. All right, they'll do exactly what the government tells them. They say to fire on, these Babylonians, they'll do it, with no hesitation. All right.
And they gave me this card, and it's got a computer chip in it, like a bank card, but it's got the guy's picture on it, information, number. This guy's he's a number, and he's telling them that he was told, he was given a phone, he was given this card, and he was told to go to a certain city and get a place to stay and wait. They would get in touch with him through the phone, I guess mass text message or something.
And we know what that is. Bro is a full-blown sleeper cell. And there's thousands, if not millions of them in America, bro. All right. They told him to go and be stationed in a specific city and just wait. That's a sleeper cell. All right. We know what they waiting on. All right. And he know damn well what they waiting on too. Or what he's waiting on. All right. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, starting with the elders and the apostles, great millstone on down, brothers have been bringing out this information because it's written in the scriptures, man. All right, we at the end of this shit.
Tell him where to go when they needed him to do something. But basically, he was free to come into the country and hang out. Now, listen, he's not just going to come live here. If he's a soldier for the UN, he's not going to come live here for...
Exactly, because a soldier, you know what I'm saying, from another country that goes and be stationed in another country, they making war, point blank, period. When you see the American military go be stationed over there in Iran and Iraq and all them different Middle Eastern countries, what you think they over there doing? They making war, fighting against the Taliban, civilians and shit, blowing shit up, sniping shit. So what you think they gonna do over here, man? This shit is common sense.
6 months. And then pay him $2,200 a month. Okay? Whatever they're planning on doing, they're planning on doing it within, I would say, the next 90 days to 120 days. But he's gonna go get a place to live. Video.
Hey, another one right to Zah. Alright, you know what I'm saying? Because it is said that whenever the UN is deployed, you know what I mean, that they, do plan on executing something within a span of 90 days to like 120 days, a few months. It's nothing just long term. All right, and we know that the scriptures say, for when they shall say peace and safety, then shall sudden destruction come upon them. We know that this shit can happen instantly. You know what I'm saying? Within a sudden, like red dawn. Bro just woke up one morning to a loud ass bang and seen troops coming from the sky. All right? Don't be surprised if some shit like that happen, or you may not even see them parachuting from the sky from planes and shit. You may just see them out in the streets in tanks and all that. All right, because there's been videos showing tanks with goddamn rubber soles on the wheels, man. All right, tanks is, meant. Tanks don't usually have, rubber on the rattles or whatever you want to call them, because they be in dirt and shit. But when they have rubber on them, that mean that they're gonna be out here in the streets. All right, come on now. Then I got this, I ain't gonna play it because there's a whole lot of, just talking. But basically what this was getting into was this chief, this Border Patrol agent, he was a chief. And he's basically, what's the proper term for it? He's basically paid out, in other words, man. Right? And it shows it because you got all these different, just regular agents, Border Patrol agents, they question like, why the fuck is we doing that? Like that's not right. That's evil. And he basically tell them to shut up and just do their job. He's been working there for 31 years, so on and so forth. All right, so, and this is this other video too. I mention it from time to time. It came out like a couple of weeks ago, if not like a month ago. But over there in Texas, the Border Patrol agents was basically being, given a green flag to wave off, just let people come in for free. All right. Basically being told by the government, just let them in. All right. So these motherfuckers is paid off, man. But we all know that it's a bigger picture to it. All right. And,
the video.
Yo, what is this, huh? Oh, it's a shelter. Oh, good looking. It's a shelter, my peeps. You heard?
Yeah, that's pretty much it on that, man. It's a lot of information coming out on this topic, man. But let me grab this scripture real quick. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. .38, and I just started verse 1. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against them. And we know who Gog and Magog is. When you look up an ancient world map, it'll show you that Gog and Magog is where Russia is today. All right. And say, thus said the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, and you best believe that Russia's gonna be involved, man. You know, Russia, their allies, they're gonna bring all their military might, man. All right, it says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, and all of them were shield and helmet. And when you go into, you know, them interviewing certain of them foreigners and shit, you know, they'll tell you straight up that they from Nigeria. You know, they from Ethiopia. They from, you know, somewhere in South Africa, Sudan. All right. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah and the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, which is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Let me see. It's like I'm trying to get straight to the point. Matter of fact, yeah, we can go ahead and just keep reading, man. Salaki. It says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, and shall be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. All right, and this is basically going into the UN troops, and they gonna come in like the scripture say, they're gonna come in like a storm. You know, like Isaiah, what is it, 59:19 say, the enemy shall come in like a flood, man. You know what I mean? They gonna come in. It's you can't stop no flood. You know, they got something that what you call a flash flood. You know, where the shit just happens suddenly. All right. You know, don't be surprised, like I say, man, if one day you just suddenly see some shit just happening, man. You know, you just seeing troops, they can even be dressed up in American uniforms, but they speak in different languages and shit. You know, because they even recruiting, you know what I'm saying, since there's a shortage of, you know, troops in the American military, they recruiting foreigners and shit, man. You know, don't turn a blind eye to that, because they can just use them, you know what I'm saying, just use it as a cover up and just use them to do something, man. You know, be stationed out here in the streets and, you know, do what they do. It say, thus said the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. All right, and we can see the mindset of Russia right now. You know what I mean? Russia, you know, Vladimir Putin basically on his deathbed because dude got cancer. All right, you know, and there's a reason why they over there ready to press them missile buttons and shit, because the Lord is starting to stir them back up, putting them in that old Soviet spirit. All right, and the Lord can put the spirit in them just to come over here and invade this shit. Because I remember something came out that I think China was going to invade through the southern borders, and Russia was going to invade, you know what I'm saying, from Canada or something like that. All right. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, which is talking about America, because, you know, it's easy to get in. It's not even like, you know what I mean, they just got to let them in. If it's called when to come in, this motherfucker, it's going to come in, and they've been doing this shit for a minute. You know what I'm saying, with or without the wall. All right. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, because people here dwell carelessly, man. Nobody give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I bet you if I was to go inside and ask people, you know what I'm saying, what they think about what's going on with the southern border, they probably wouldn't even have no opinion on it. You know what I mean? People here are just clueless, man. Right? And that's what's going to make the judgment that much greater, because people here don't have a clue to what the hell is going on. All right, it says, I will go into them that are rest that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. All right, let me see. And that's pretty much the point on that. I can keep reading on. All right, but the point being, you know what I'm saying, of me grabbing the scriptures, just showing you that eventually the Lord's going to put that evil thought shit not only in Russia, but in all the other nations, because we know it according to the scriptures, the Lord said that the beast shall hate the whore. All right, you're going to have, America's own allies turning against America. All right, and even the ones that ain't even America's allies, Iran and shit, they ready to do something to Babylon. All right, the Lord just got to, give them that thought to come over here and actually execute that plan, man. And you best believe it's gonna happen, but everything is on the Lord's timing, man. And I want to grab this last one, and I'm gonna close it out. All right, so this is Jeremiah 51:13. It says, "O thou that dwellest upon many waters," which is talking about Babylon, right? And those many waters are, concerning the nations, because when we're reading Revelation 17, it'll basically break that down on, that whore that sitteth upon the many waters. It says, "Abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness," right? And we at the end of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Babylon is circling a drain, and the shit is obvious. With all these nations, with this war talk, this is something that ain't even been seen in the world since I don't know when, man. Probably since the Cold War. The Cold War. All right, because going back 30, 40, 50 years ago, motherfuckers wasn't, talking, war talk with Babylon like that. You know what I mean? Babylon was on top of everybody. You know what I mean? But, hey, now, since everybody got their nuclear capability, you know what I mean, they able to, do what Babylon do. You know what I mean? So they don't give no fucks. It's like I'm getting distracted. They say, "The Lord of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee." All right? And that shout is going to be war. Point blank, period. So, with that being said, that's pretty much, what I went on to touch up on. I don't write this out, and this was edifying, and that the point of this lesson was proven. All right, call Allah Yahweh by Shema Shah, by Shema Kakadash, Shalom, and about the ball.